Welcome everybody. A big hello from Texas, USA, Austin. My name is Sia, and I'm practicing this meditation since the early 90s. You are here in the 21-day program brought to you by Sahaja Yoga Meditation, and we are in the third session. That means the third block of 21 days. Now, if you're here the first time, you're in the right place because we have everything set up for you to learn what you may have missed. And if you come back again because you have been joining our sessions before, we will go deeper. The session is called Deepening the Silence. So we're going to go deeper into topics we've covered. We're going to have discussions about it, explanations, but most importantly, meditation, and hopefully a beautiful transformation, which we are going to explain to you a little bit more in detail later what we mean by that. So how does this program run today? First of all, if you are here for the very first time, I would recommend personally to look into your chat if you're on Zoom, not on YouTube obviously. If you're on YouTube, come over and join us on Zoom. In Zoom, you have a look into your chat and into your participants, and you select the breakout room help. They can put you into a separate breakout room. You may miss a little bit of the beginning, but you will have a person there, maybe even a small group, depends how many of you are coming, to introduce you a little bit to the basics of Sahaja Yoga meditation. Saying that, our wonderful presenter Prasad will also cover some basics about what Sahaja Yoga is, who is Shri Mataji, the lady in the photograph, and so forth. So breakout room help. You can also request a mentor. If you started meditating with us, started following the sessions, you have the possibility to request a mentor. Again, the links are posted into the chat, so have a look below. What is a mentor? A mentor will be a person who you are going to connect in your own time, privately on Zoom, probably in whatever manner you want, and they will help you further. They will answer your questions. They may organize a little meeting with you, a one-to-one meditation session, help you further into finding out what's right, what's wrong, how to fix it, and explain some meditation techniques that you may have missed in the sessions. That's your mentor. The most important part of this session would be just to really go deeper and give yourself the space and the time to practice what we have covered. All the things you may have forgotten, which were covered in session 1 and 2, they're going to come up again, and you can actually try them with us, and also alone. Very important to meditate on your own. So you will see that we have a slide here about foot soak. Now, a foot soak is a treatment that we use containing the water and the salt as two of the elements. The water, obviously the water, and the salt representing the earth. A foot soak is a technique that we use pretty much every day to cleanse ourselves. It's an ancient treatment. So get ready with if you have it, a bowl, plastic bowl that you only use for foot soak. Some salt, maybe a handful of salt inside. Keep the water, I would say, on the lukewarm to cool temperature for now. And then some rinse water, which you will later rinse your feet with. So we'll do the foot soak during the meditation, as Prasad will explain to you, and it will have this benefit of really just taking all this tension and all this stress off you, especially in the evening. It's a wonderful, wonderful treatment. So get it ready now. You still have a little bit of time until we get started. Today's topic is the central channel and transformation. Now you will learn that we have a subtle system of channels, 3 channels, and chakras. We call them chakras. They're energy centers. And the central channel is obviously the channel here in the middle where a Kundalini energy will rise. We're going to explain this later, the Kundalini, a maternal loving energy in you that will rise, and you may feel it. So how will it look today, the program? After me introducing the presenters, we're going to have a little short meditation, a topic. Prasad will cover the topic. We'll explain a little bit about the meditation, about the central channel, followed by meditation, followed by a talk excerpt of about 12 minutes by Shri Mataji, the lady in the picture. She will talk about the central channel, followed by music. I have my violin here. And after the music, a second part of meditation with Fadwa, which is going to be really lovely and bringing us into the silence. And then at the end, after a couple of announcements, we're going to have breakout rooms again. So these will be meditation practitioners that are waiting for you in the breakout room as we speak. You can also hop on now. You can hop on during the call, during the program, and you can hop on at the end. And they will be there to explain certain things to you or maybe meditate with you too. So that's up to you. And then we have a little Q&A at the same time in the end about the topic, which is always good fun. So I would love to invite all the presenters into the call. Here we have, where are they? So we will have Prasad from the UK, Fifi from the UK, and we have also Elke, if she's hopefully here already, from Austria. That's where I'm from originally.
Welcome,
here, everybody.
I cannot start my video.
You cannot start your video. Okay. So, Prasad, would you like to introduce yourself briefly?
Hello, everyone. Lovely to be here. My name is Prasad. I am coming to you from London in the UK, and I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since I was a little baby, and I am an art teacher and I practice art.
Yeah, not just art teacher, as a fabulous painter. So being humble there. Yes, and we have Fifi also from the UK. Hello.
Hello, yeah, good evening. My name is Fadwa Ramadan. I live in Canterbury in Kent in the Garden of England. And I'm an architect and a mother of 3, and I'm delighted to be here with you tonight.
Welcome, Fifi. So nice to, sorry, I keep calling you Fifi. Welcome. So, and we have Elke. Haven't seen you for a long time. Hello, Elke comes from my country.
Yeah, we both come from Austria, Sia and I.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy to join you for the question and answer session this evening.
Yeah, looking forward to this. And also, Elke also has connection to music, right?
Yeah.
You're very much involved in music as well. So, yes, let us start the meditation. Prasad, I'm handing over to you, and everybody should have his foot soak bowl ready. I shall see you later.
So just before I give an introduction on the theme, I'll just show you my foot soak area, just so you know what it kind of looks like. I'll just point my camera down. You see I have a foot soak with salt inside, a jug, and this time I have a kitchen towel. So that's just my setup in case it's completely new to you. So could I have the slide about with the chakra chart, please? So this meditation is about the central channel. We have, as Sia said, we have 3 channels in our subtle system. It's like a map of our spiritual body. And we have the left channel, which is called the moon channel. It's the channel of the past and our emotions. Then we have the right channel. This is the sun channel, and it's the channel of actions, our mental activity, and it's future oriented. So all futuristic planning happens there. And then we have the central channel, which is the white one. And this is ultimately the channel of our evolution. And it is the, in terms of time, it represents the present moment. So when we're in the center, we're completely in the present moment. So that's a really, it's not a common experience for us these days, but it's a very powerful one, and one we should all try to attain, which I hope we can today. So what happens is at the base of our spine, there's this sacred bone. It's called the sacrum bone. The Greeks knew it was sacred. And inside is this energy, this spiraling dormant energy called the kundalini. Kundal means coiled. And what happens is when our pure desire, our desire to know ourselves truly, awakens it, it rises up through our central channel, and with it, we ascend with it, with the kundalini. It rises up through our central channel, passes through our 7 chakras. We have 7 chakras, and we'll explain more about each one of those later on. And as it passes through each of those chakras, it nourishes us with that specific quality of the chakra, and then it passes through our forehead. This is the 6th chakra, and gives us the state of thoughtless awareness, where we're not thinking but we're aware. And then lastly, it passes through our Sahasrara, the 7th chakra, and there we achieve the integration, or as we say, the yoga, our self-realization, which can be felt as a cool breeze on top of our head. So I hope we can all have that experience today. So let's begin with the meditation. And before we start, let's do something called raising our kundalini and giving ourselves a bandhan. So this is something we do before and after we start the meditation. So we raise our left hand up our central channel, and our right hand rotates around in and out like so. So we raise it up, and then at the top we tie one knot. So we're tying our kundalini up, slowly raising it up. And here we tie two knots. We do it again, two knots. And then again, we do three knots this time for the three channels. 1, 2, 3. And then we do the bandhan. It's a horseshoe shape or a rainbow around us. And the bandhan is symbolic as a protection. And we do it over and back is 1, and we do this 7 times. So I'm on 2 now. 3, 4, 5, 6. So make sure you cover all your chakras. 7. Okay. Now we can place our feet in the foot soak. And before we begin the meditation, I'll just show you what we'll do with our hands. So our left hand will stay on our lap with a palm faced upwards. And our right hand will move to different parts of our body, mainly on the left side. So we'll start with our right hand on the left side of our chest, on our heart, to the upper abdomen, just below the rib cage. Then to the lower hip area, where the leg meets the body. Back to the upper abdomen, to the chest, left side. Then to the left side of the neck, and we can turn our head towards the right. To the front of the head, that we can bow our head into our hand a little. To the back of the head, turning our face upwards. And finally to the Sahasrara, the top of our head, and here we massage it a few times. So let's sit with our hands open on our lap first. And let's just take a few deep breaths and settle down. We can place our right hand on the left side of our chest. And he will ask the question, who am I? Who am I truly? We just keep repeating this question. We can lower our hand to the left side of our stomach, the upper abdomen. And here inside we can ask, am I my own master? Am I my own guru? And try to have just our concentration on the question, am I my own master? And we can lower our hand down to the left side of our hip. And here we can We can pray inside Mother Kundalini. Whenever we say mother, it's referring to this Kundalini energy. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Please give me the truth that is beyond any book, any outward knowledge, that truth that is within myself. Please give me the truth. Please give me the self-knowledge. We can raise our hand back up to the upper side of our abdomen. And here we can affirm, we're encouraging our Kundalini up, our central channel now. We can affirm, I am my own master. I am my own guru. Verily, Mother Kundalini, I am my own master. I am my own guru. If you want, you can even say this 10 times. I am my own master. And we can raise our hand back up to our heart. And here inside, we can just say, we can affirm, I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. That's all. We say this multiple times with complete sincerity. We can raise our hand up to the left side of our neck and turning our head towards the right a little. We can just say here, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty of anything. The past, it doesn't exist. I am not guilty. We just keep ourselves in the present. And we can raise our hand to the forehead and we can bow our head into our hand a little bit, just as a gesture of humility. And here with our heart even, we can say, I forgive. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive myself for all the mistakes that I might have made. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. And then we can place our hand on the back of our head and we can turn our face towards the ceiling. And here to help our conscience, we can just say, if I have made any mistakes against my spirit, please forgive me. If I have made any mistakes against my spirit, please forgive me. And then we can place a hand on top of our head, on our Sahasrara at the top. And we can press down quite firmly with our hand outstretched. And we can gently massage it clockwise a few times, 7 times to be specific. And here we can say, Mother Kundalini, please give me the yoga. Please give me my self-realization. Please give me my self-realization. Please connect me to the all-pervading energy. And here we can raise our hand just a few centimeters above the top of our head and just see if we feel anything. We can just raise it slowly up and try different heights a little and just keep our attention where our hand is. And you might feel a cool breeze, hopefully, or maybe even a warm breeze, but just try to keep your attention there. And if you don't, that's fine as well. And we can place our right hand on our lap, and we can also try with our left hand. Just raise it above the top of our head and just see if we feel anything. Sometimes we're more sensitive with a different hand. We can place our hand back on our lap. And here we can just keep our eyes closed and just stay in meditation. And if any thoughts come, we can just push them aside and say, not this, not this. And we can gently open our eyes. And hopefully you're feeling different to when you joined. And you might even be feeling something on your hands, could be tingling. So just try to keep an open mind and see what you feel. And if you can, throughout the rest of the evening, try to keep your attention up here where your Sahasrara is, and you can place your hand occasionally there to remind yourself. So now we'll finish the foot soak by taking our jug, and we'll just rinse our feet. So the next part of the evening is we'll listen to a talk of Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who is the founder of Sahaja Yoga. She is the lady in the photograph. She is the lady in the screen below me. And she tirelessly traveled around the world spreading this knowledge, and she has transformed the lives of so many people. So her wisdom is infinite, and we constantly are enlightened by her talk. So we'll listen to that now.
Now, how to keep in the center is the problem nowadays. Because there are so many alterations to our attention all the time, we have to alter it. Today you have to say TV, then there's a politics going on, then this is going on, that is going on. Our mind is all the time changing from one to another, skipping from one to another. We are living in a very hectic type of world where our attention is not at all steady in the center. It cannot remain. At this juncture, thank God, the modern Sahaja Yoga was born. It was found out. Formerly, one or two persons used to get realization. Very few people used to get realization. At the beginning of the tree of life, I should say. But I thought in those days of complete chaos and such a lot of pressures on people. They have no time to go to Himalayas and work it out. You have to have something very instant. But there was a problem with it. Supposing you try to enlighten people and they just get a wee bit, then what happens? Formerly they used to cleanse the body, everything, for years together and ultimately give the realization to one person, good for nothing. Nobody understood any incarnations, great prophets or saints, because they talked of some another world. That's why they crucified Christ or gave poison to Muhammad Sahib, did all kinds of things all over the world. With Sahaja Yoga, this mechanism is activated, where you have got this Kundalini, the power that manifests your self-realization. She is a power, I call it she, because it's the mother's power. She is your mother. She gives you birth, so she is your mother. And she is your individual mother. She takes all problems upon herself. Every time I have been giving lectures, people ask, but we have read in such and such book that Kundalini rising gives troubles. I just don't know. Either they are negative people who are trying to keep you away from reality, or maybe they don't know what Kundalini is. She is your mother, waiting all these days within yourself, this power. In 3.5 coils, because there's some mathematics about it. And she is activated, then she rises. Just like a primule in a seed. I put the seed in the Mother Earth. At the triangular bone with your naked eyes. You can see it clearly. Imagine a bone pulsating like a heart. And you can see the rising, and you can see its obstruction where it stops. Supposing you are a liver patient, it will go to your liver first, informing that first liver should be corrected. Or maybe if you are a great seeker, then she shoots off, comes out of your fontanelle bone area. But again she descends back to the problems where she has to attend. It's a very practical thing to understand. Sahaja Yoga, you cannot pay for it. It's nonsense. How can you pay for anything that is living? When you pay for God, or somebody says I'm God or this and that, you pay money. I've been telling you, I've been here 4 times before. Every year I was telling you, you can't pay for God. God doesn't understand money. This is your headache. Why do you want to pay for anything that is living process? But nobody liked me at that time. To such an extent that in England they told me that Anglo-Saxon brain cannot understand anything without money. I was surprised, who has made this brain? God has made or somebody else? You cannot pay for it. That is the first criteria. It's your own right to have it. It's Sahaja, born with you. And when she rises, she pierces through all these 6 chakras. The one chakra is below her, which guards the movement of the Kundalini completely, and rises through 6 chakras and pierces through the 6th chakra, giving you a cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Now, no one knows who is Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is the power of God, is the desire of God, and she is reflected as Kundalini in the triangular bone. That desire is the pure desire within us. All our desires are impure because they never give us satisfaction. Economics says that in general, wants are not satiable. So now we have got the knowledge about the mechanism, but it must work. For example, in this hall you see beautiful lights are there. And you must have just put one switch and everything must have manifested. But there's a mechanism behind it, a history behind it. All these centers are the milestones of our evolution. The last one is this. Is the limbic area, which is called as Sahasrara. If you cut the brain horizontally, you can see as if you have cut a lotus. And the inner part is a vacuum, which is the limbic area. So this Kundalini enters into the limbic area, opens from both the sides, this calyx, or the outside of this lotus, and pierces through that. Now what is the calyx that we have formed? Are 2 balloon-like growths within us. One is the ego. When we work, when we do anything, we always think we have done it. Now just see what we have done. It's dead to dead. For example, from some tree they must have made this platform, which was a dead tree, made another dead thing. From something dead, they have made the chairs. Now, if you are sitting on the chairs, you can't sit on the ground. The chair sits on our head. Wherever you move, you have to take the chair with you, otherwise you can't sit. So this matter is trying to overpower us. That's all. This is the ego that builds within us. We have done nothing but just changed forms from dead to dead. Here I am talking about transforming a human being into a new human being, into a human being where there is spiritual light. In Sanskrit language, a person who is a realized soul is called as Dvijaha, means born twice. And also a bird is called as a Dvijaha, meaning the bird also comes as an egg and then becomes the bird. In the same way, we get a transformation, and that transformation brings us to a position where we are in absolute status, in absolute condition. When the Kundalini passes through Agya Chakra here, this one, is the center of Christ, she pushes down both these ego and superegos, which you see the two balloon-like structures. As a result of that, we get a soft bone opened up again, as you had in your childhood, and you feel thoughtless. There's no thought. If you want to think, you can think, but nobody is going on inside all the time. You feel the peace within yourself. And when she pierces through completely, then you feel the cool breeze coming out of your head. And also if this center is all right, you can feel the cool breeze around. As a result of that, the centers, which are like this, we can say, the centers which have moved because of our left and right movement on the sides and have broken the connection with the whole, again go back to their original positions and they get nourished. And the energy that was exhausted in them starts flowing. That's how our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being is corrected.
So just like Shri Mataji said, this living process of transformation takes place when we are in thoughtless awareness. So before we give ourselves a minute of silence, we can take the right hand and just slowly raise this Kundalini energy that you talked about. Just a few times, slowly, with our attention, without thinking of anything specific. Just let the thoughts pass. So you raise this energy with the pure desire, just like she said, the pure desire. And then in the end, see what we feel. Let's check our state. Can we feel the cool breeze come out of our head? Sometimes it's further. And let's keep the attention right there at this spot where the hand is. Keep it there. You can close your eyes or you can look at the photo of Shri Mataji and stay in total thoughtless silence just for a minute. So when thoughts are coming, You can just say, not now, not now. And when we listen to the music, let us keep our attention also on top of our head and listen without thinking. The music is only there not to entertain, but to keep us in the silence, to help us with thoughtless awareness. Let's be calm, close our eyes, send our thoughts far, far away. Let's be calm, deep inside, nothing bothers us today. The whole world in our palm, we're connected to each other, all at peace if we're calm, loving sister, loving brother, silence surround, silence within, silence the language that we share on this journey we begin. Let's be still, settle down, listen to our heart and pray. There's no me, there's no you, if we truly meditate. The whole world in our palm, we're connected to each other. The whole world in our heart, loving sister, loving brother, silence around, silence within, silence the language that we share on this journey deep within. I'm neither body nor mind nor emotion. I'm neither thoughts of the past or the future. I'm neither anger nor greed nor desire, just pure spirit am I.
Thank you so much, Sia. That was beautiful. So let's keep our attention above our head. Our body is completely relaxed, and our attention is very loose up there. And we can just bring, as we did with Sia, just take our right hand in front of us and raise the Kundalini just a few times from the base of the spine to the top of the head, remembering that this is the power that is giving us this transformation. And every time we raise it, it helps with that, speeding up that transformation process. So we just guide it. We can do it gently or quickly. And just remember, this is our own. And then just rest our hand on top of our head and extend, keeping the attention up there. And if you are feeling the cool breeze, just allow your hand to rise higher and higher. So it's as though you're pulling this Kundalini higher and higher above your head. And we know that when it pierces that Sahasrara chakra on top of our head, it connects us with reality. We can bring the right hand back down and just stay up there with our attention. So this is the time of the day when we have the luxury of being just with ourselves, where nothing can overpower us. Not our thoughts, not our desires, not our duties. We can just enjoy our true being. And we can just place our right hand on our heart, on the left side of our chest, because that's where that true being, our spirit, resides. Then just take a few deep breaths and really allow the chest to expand. And feel your spirit. Feel the core of your being, that essence. And this is the time when our spirit is like the supreme ruler. It guides us and it frees us, completely liberates us. So just enjoy it and really allow the chest to expand and allow the heart to open. And just feel the relief of that. So you can really relax into it, and if you need, if you want, make those breaths deeper. So you can really allow that chest to expand and feel the security that comes with that. I am just that pure spirit that I know is complete. And I know that nothing can harm it or compromise it, so I have nothing to fear, nothing to be anxious about, nothing to worry about. And we're just going to shift our right hand to the center of our chest. Still the heart chakra, but this is the center heart, where our security resides. Where our sense of confidence and courage resides. And just again taking a few deep breaths and feeling that complete sense of security inside. And inviting that bravery or courageousness. Or we can just ask, Mother, please make me courageous and confident. Please give me courage and confidence in myself and in the universe. We'll just shift our hand a bit further up to our throat chakra. We can place it sort of open across our throat. And here, this chakra is the chakra that allows us to be like a witness. So we're just going to request that we have that detachment, that we can be like a witness that can enjoy the drama of life, the play of life. And if we can be that witness, then it's so much easier to just forgive and move on in any scenario. To not react, but just to see things for what they are and not get involved. We're going to bring our hand right up now to the Sahasrara chakra. Just place it on top of our head. Press down and again massage the scalp as we did with prasad at the start, in a clockwise circular motion. And again ask, Mother, please establish my self-realization. Please strengthen my self-realization. And just extend the hand above the head, about 20 centimeters, allow your attention to follow your hand and bring the hand back down. And just stay up there, enjoying that complete sense of surrender. We really do nothing. We just let go. And if there is any chit-chat trying to come in, just say, not now, not now. So just once again, take your hand to the top of your head and just see whether you can now sense a subtle cool breeze emanating out of the top of our head. So that is our Kundalini. That's its physical manifestation. But if you don't feel it, don't worry. It's quite subtle, and also sometimes with just the sensitivity it develops. So not to worry at all. Or sometimes you may feel some heat because all the stuff that is being pushed out by the Kundalini comes out as heat. So which is also very beneficial. But don't worry, but it is nice when you do feel the cool breeze because you think, wow, that's like magic. In any case, and just check, are there any thoughts? Are there any thoughts, or is my mind silent? Just check. So that silence is what we're after, that state of thoughtless awareness, which, like we said in the earlier days, that's where the growth happens, the transformation. So I hope you all experienced a little bit of that today. Sometimes they're just little moments and then the thoughts come again, but with time those moments expand and we can really enjoy that state of meditation, and one looks forward to it as well. So let's finish off now by raising our Kundalini, like we did at the start with Prasad. Our left hand is going to be in front of us, and our right hand even closer to the body. And as the left hand is going to rise, the right hand is going to wind over and out around the left. Okay? And when we come to the top of the head, we're going to tie a knot. So we're tying our Kundalini up here. Okay, let's do it again. So what we're doing is we're unwinding this Kundalini. The left hand is going straight up. The right is winding over and out around the left. And the second time, we're going to tie 2 knots. And then we're going to do it one last time for the third energy channel. Same thing, left hand goes up, right hand winds over and out around it, and we're going to tie 3 knots above our head. Okay, and now we're going to put the bandhan, this sort of arc of protection. Our left hand is open, our right hand comes over to the left side, and we draw that horseshoe shape over the body and back again. That's 1. And we'll do it 7 times for each of the chakras. So that's 2, that's 3 for the Nabi chakra, 4 for the heart, 5 for the Vishuddhi, the throat chakra, 6 for the Agya at the level of the forehead, and 7 for the final chakra on top of our head. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Over to you, Sia.
Thank you, Fifi. That was so lovely, so calming. I feel so transformed from the beginning of the session to now. I really must say so much calmer. So before we continue to our announcements and our question and answer session with the presenters, just a quick poll. A poll to all of you that will really help us understand how you found us and how we can advertise in the future. And also a reminder to all of those who are new and to all of those who are coming since a while. You can jump into breakout rooms at this point or later. There will be meditation practitioners who will be meditating with you, answering your questions. Or if you have any questions yourselves, you can pop them in the chat as well. Maybe to myself or maybe to who? Sahaja Yoga, I think. I'm not quite sure. Post it to myself, to MC, and we're going to try our best to answer those questions. So thank you so much for filling in the poll. So the announcements for what's going to happen now. This is our, as I mentioned, third block of 21 days. And we call it 3A because there will be a little break of a month between the A and the B part. We meet on Wednesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays. And we run from July 23rd to August 13th. So twice a week, same link, same time, 8 p.m. Central Time. The next session coming up is next Monday, July 28th. Join us for, once again, Foot Soak, meditation and workshop. Now the workshops are slightly different. We really focus on working with all the treatments and tools that we learned in the course. You will have also breakout rooms. Once again, you will have help on all ends, and we use all the natural elements that we use to cleanse. You can always request a mentor, as mentioned at the beginning of the program, a person that is there for you to meet one-to-one. Fill out the form that is posted right now in the Zoom chat, and meet us also on WhatsApp. There is a link as well in the chat to join the WhatsApp group. You can always catch up with previous sessions previous videos, hold up with the music a little bit. Can we stop the music? Thank you. You can use the QR code to go to the website. got music coming from somewhere. Bear with us for a minute. Not quite sure where that came from. All right, so let's have the presenters back in the call. That'll be lovely to have a little chat. And once again, you can still hop off to the breakout rooms. So Prasad is unavailable because he's also doing another meditation program in England. So we have Fifi come back, Fadwa, and Elke. That'd be lovely. Hello.
Hi.
What was
Thank
that
you
with the
for
music?
this wonderful meditation. It was lovely.
Thank you.
And the music was
And the
wonderful.
music, yeah.
Yeah, and the extra music just now, which brought us back to stop talking, Sia, you talked enough.
Yeah.
And here we go, talking more. But we talk about transformation. It's a fascinating topic, transformation. We know the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly, but what is happening to us in Sahaja Yoga? What does it mean, transformation? Elke, you want to start because you highlighted, you want to start what transformation, what does it mean really also in Sahaja Yoga?
Well,
Or for you?
I think the transformation in Sahaja Yoga made me more towards the inside, like realizing that I'm the spirit and everything around, it's just an illusion. Yeah, and you have to really experience that transformation. You know, it doesn't really make any sense to just talk about it and say, you know, this is what happens to you in Sahaja Yoga, because everybody has a different transformation. Always depends where you come from and how you develop. But I think this is the major point in my transformation, is to realize that inner being.
The experience, absolutely, completely the experience. You have to feel it and just talk about it. That's true. In what way do you feel you transformed? What did you notice about your personality?
Well, it's the way you deal with your surroundings. You deal with yourself. And I have to say that I'm still a learner. You know, I'm not finished
Nor
with
am
my
I.
transformation. But to deal with situations totally different, like not reacting in a situation, or not taking material matters so important. This is the transformation that I feel, is that realizing, you know, it's the surrounding, the matter, it's matter that we enjoy, but it's not the meaning of life. And this makes you also deal with situations differently, you know. For one thing, you know, when you are in a stressful situation, you have this tool that you can come to the center and balance, go with your attention on the Sahasrara, and this way be the rock and not be the leaf that is blown away by the wind.
I like that. But a loving, soft rock.
Oh, yeah.
A cuddly rock. Fadwa, what does it mean to you, transformation? What did you experience?
Yeah, that's good. A good question. For me, that was one of the very first things I noticed. I think after my first or second session, I used to think that, well, I used to feel that I was a little bit tactless. You know, I'd often say things without thinking about it, and I felt that sometimes it was kind of indiscreet. And I remember after my first or second or maybe third session, I just noticed that witness state that Elke was talking about. I just realized that I could kind of, I was in a situation, and before I just blurt out whatever I'm going to say, like I often used to do, and probably still do sometimes, but I could really see I was somehow detached, and it was a state. It wasn't like, you know, I was being self-conscious, but I was just detached. So I could see the situation, and I could kind of just say the right thing for once. It felt like that at that time anyway. And I remember just thinking, oh, wow. This is different. I could just, it was just the state that you're in. When you're in that witness state, it's a very subtle difference, but you just kind of can see it from the outside, so you can play the part you want, and it's such a nice feeling, actually. So I remember I was really aware of that. And then also all my friends somehow said, you're different. And I was like, I know, I don't know where it's coming from, but I am. And so I think somewhere you just realize that there are those small little changes, and also things like in your confidence and many things that I wanted to work on. I just realized they were happening on their own, I never could speak publicly. And before I knew it, I could. And I didn't really try very hard. It just sort of materialized. So these qualities of the chakras basically are kind of, developing inside us. And I think that's what the transformation is, that suddenly, that innocence, that joy that comes with that, it just develops. And like Elke said, you realize that you're more generous, maybe you're not as, selfish or things like that. So all the qualities of the chakras just slowly start to shine a bit more.
That was really nicely explained, beautifully shown. Sahaja means born within, is something we have, but it also means spontaneous. And I'm glad that you touched on that topic. There's something that just, you say, you don't know where it came from. It comes from innately spontaneous from within the transformation. Now in Sahaja Yoga, we have this opportunity to move from the spontaneous transformation, though, to also a deliberate transformation. It means you really sit down. So what does that mean for you, Elke, a deliberate transformation? What do you work on, and how often do you work on? And do you feel a difference in how often you meditate?
Well, the nice thing about Sahaja Yoga is that you can actually feel the problems that you might have when you meditate. So I usually meditate twice a day, in the morning and in the evening with the foot soak like we did today. And the thing is, like when we say we become our own master, that's happening because we can actually feel our subtle system on our fingertips or on the body parts where the chakras are, and we can actually work on it. So like Fatwa said, the chakras develop spontaneously, but you can also help it by working on the chakras, like giving abandon, or we also in the last sessions we did the candle treatment, or we did the different the ice treatment, various treatments that you can use. And that's really, really nice about Sahaja Yoga, is that this is one way to become your own master. You can master your own subtle system by using those tools that we have in the meditation. And and just watch it getting better.
Fadwa, you want to add something to that?
I think like Elke says that having those tools is tremendous, because you can, like you say, focus on a chakra when you know that you have a weakness. You can really work on it. And I think also we become so much more introspective when we do the meditation, that we suddenly notice those subtle things that maybe we felt we couldn't help ourselves, but then you kind of understand subtly where the core of that behavior is coming from, and it's really helpful. Like you get so many insights about yourself, so then you can direct, you know where to direct the problem, which chakra it's coming from. But I mentioned earlier about self-confidence, so that was an interesting thing, because the transformation of the witness state, that happened completely spontaneously, and the confidence and courage, that also kind of happens on its own. But I remember having that desire and voicing that desire inside myself. It was very clear to me that I really wanted to develop that quality of being more confident. So even though it happened on its own, I remember expressing that, being very conscious that was something I needed to work on. And I think just having that desire and taking then the opportunities that arise, that maybe help you go that way or explore that further, and not shying away from them. But I think when you have the desire, it also, maybe that's more of a deliberate transformation, because you're desiring that thing and you want to really, conquer that, whatever's stopping it.
I think also you learn, the transformation also happens when you learn what to desire. Like you learn, this is something I want to develop, or this is something worth desiring, and not, you know, not the material stuff that, I mean, of course we all need matters, but yeah, to desire the real whatever we want to achieve. Yeah.
So somebody might come and join this session and say, okay, wow, these ladies have experienced better self-esteem and they've become stronger, but this sounds like so much work. Like, what would make me want to put all this effort and this work into self-transformation? So what is the thing you would pinpoint that made you say, oh, this is worth putting all the effort and all the work in? What have you touched that makes you realize, I have to work on myself, improve myself, do these treatments? It is work. It takes, as you say, you meditate every day, morning and evening. Somebody might say, I don't have the time. I don't want to make the time. So what is it? What is this motivation? What have you touched that makes you want to work on yourself?
Well, for me, number one is joy. I feel so much better. I mean, it makes a huge difference. If I don't meditate, the day is so much more like obstacle ridden, difficult. And when you meditate, it just flows so much better. So I think for me, the joy, especially at the start, I mean, when I first started Sahaja Yoga, it was quite subtle, and then I left for a while. I was a student, so I didn't meditate. I wasn't so, regimented. And then a few years later, I came back, and I was in quite a state. And then when I meditated, the difference was massive. So that was tremendous. I mean, and that was joy and security, and so much more. So for me, once that happened, I was like, I'm doing this, whatever this is, I'm doing it. And it was huge, so that really, I mean, I can't say, but it transformed my life completely then. And I was so grateful. So since then, there's no looking back.
It's true. Yes. Thinking about it, when I started Sahaja Yoga, I was thinking, it's hard work, and I'll give it a try. And well, if it doesn't work out, I can still go back. But there's just, you just don't want to go back, because there is so much joy that you experience. And also when you watch the people around, they're still dealing with those unimportant issues that are not so important for you anymore. And you realize what you have got with Sahaja Yoga, because, all those little things, they just don't touch you anymore. And you just keep this joy and this balance within you, and that's so rewarding. You wouldn't and it's not really work. I mean, meditating, you go into that state of thoughtless awareness, and that's just the most beautiful state you can ever be in.
Yes, so true. And we all have had that to in a different manner, probably, this sort of experience of joy. It is absolutely crucial to mention, because otherwise it sounds like just work, but the outcome of joy and feeling relieved and more balanced and happier overall is just unbeatable. So before I come to the last question, I want to once again encourage anyone listening to pop questions in the chat if you want to. So far we haven't had any. If anyone has a specific question, go ahead, or hop in the breakout room. And my last question to the panel would be, what would you recommend? Do you have any message to the seekers who joined for the first time, but also for those who've been coming really so nicely now, all the way to the 3rd A program? Any message, any recommendation, any advice, anything that you would like to share with the seekers from your side? Elke, you go first.
Just keep going. There will always be, well, it's different with everyone, but I know I had my ups and downs in the beginning with Sahaja Yoga and my doubts and everything, but give it a shot. And it doesn't, sometimes when some people, it happens from one day to the other, but usually it takes time to really develop. Like Fatwa said, I mean, you took a break in meditating, you didn't meditate, and then really went in fully. So yeah, it takes time. Sometimes it takes a little longer, sometimes less, but just give it a shot and do meditate, because it doesn't help to just join the Zoom twice a week. You do have to do it on your own also.
Yeah,
Very
I would
true.
say the same thing. Just persevere. It's really worth it because it's your own power. I think that's the other thing is sometimes you think, oh yeah, this is this thing, but it's actually the Kundalini is your power. It's your energy. So it's such a waste not to use it because it's every time you raise it, it helps you. And I think it's just so important to recognize that. So that's what like Shri Mataji has given us, this awakening of something that is actually ours. So, and it does do something, even if you don't have so much time, just use it. And, but also, yeah, like Elke said, a bit of discipline is really important at the start, really helps. If you don't make it difficult, just say, I'll wake up 10 minutes earlier, but I will do those 10 minutes every day, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever it is, and just test it out for, a good while. And I'm sure you will notice that you're just going to feel so much more kind of integrated and well within yourself. So yeah, persevere, I'd say.
That's great. And I had a lovely feedback also in the chat. So thank you so much from that person. It's great to hear back from you. Yeah, my personal end recommendation would be maybe also a diary that Shri Mataji recommended, because we have a habit of forgetting. We forget how we felt, especially because this joy, this connection, this moment, we forget it. And then, like Shri Mataji explained, the ego and the super ego, they push in and tell us all sorts of things that may deviate. And it's, oh, I do this instead, I do that instead. It's a very easy, quick distraction happening from this to not attend, for example. The most basic thing is to attend and come back to the session. You will have those, we call them little negativities, like Shri Mataji said, attention. We're living in a crazy world with our attention, especially now, so much more than when I was young. The attention is so short spanned. I mean, these reels that you give 2 seconds and you swipe to the next. Our attention is completely out of place, and we get so sidetracked and we may forget how we feel today. So really important to write it down. How did I feel at the beginning of the program? How did I feel at the end of the program? What was different? And really pinpoint what was different, and then go back to that. And like Elke and Fatwa said, you have to give it some time, give yourself a target and say, I'm going to join these next Mondays and Wednesdays continuously and see what transforms, what changes, right? And then work from there. And in Sahaja Yoga, all the treatments we do, all the techniques are very simple. Very simple. There's no big books you have to read. You learn the 7 chakras. You learn where is or the qualities, the basic qualities, and then you go deeper and deeper into it. I'm doing this since the early 90s, and I still discover things, but more in daily life. You still discover things. Oh my goodness, and the connection from this to this, and that's why I feel like that. And it's really an exciting path of self-discovery every single day, because you don't just meditate morning and evening. You live it in the day. You go out there and you get bombarded with something, and then you see, how do I react? So it's a living process all the time. And if you're using your state, like Fatwa said, this balanced state, this witnessing state, right? Just to see it, like Elke said, as an illusion out there, you just detach yourself and say, ha, 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 this is the illusion. And then how do I deal with it now compared to before? It becomes actually very, very exciting to live the Sahaja Yoga way day to day, every minute, and see the difference. And then people see the difference as well on top of it. So that'll be my recommendation. But don't forget how you felt today. Write it down, come again, and a little bit self-discipline is there. Nobody is going to, you have to make the effort. You have to switch on your computer. It's the minimum you gotta do. Switch on the computer, join us. Everything's gonna be there for you. I hope you had a great experience in the breakout rooms. Let me see, there might be one more. Yeah. Excellent. So no more questions. I thank the ladies so much. A lot of love to Europe. Stay cool. Do you have a heat wave again? Or I think Austria, you had again a cold wave. What is going on?
Austria is pretty moderate these days. Yeah, we have heat and then rain again, so it always cools down a bit. How is it over there? See ya.
Texas is always hot at this time. It's almost a bit. We had the floods. We had some little catastrophes again here, but yeah, it's hot. But I was in Europe just now and we had a heat wave, and Shraddha from our team, who is also here today, said Norway is hot, which is normally not hot. So you all stay cool without your ACs.
How's UK, Fatwa?
Yeah, today it's cool, and we had like it wasn't flooding properly, but we had rains that I had never experienced before in Canterbury, at least. So parts of Canterbury were like this much underwater, which I had never seen. But
Oh, wow.
we did have a heat wave. It was lovely. I loved it. It felt like Vienna, like Austria in the summer, like because normally in England it's quite mild. You have a few hot days, but this summer has been amazing. It's like proper summer. So it's good. But now it's cooled down again now, 21 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, these torrential rains are happening everywhere, so things are definitely changing. So wish you all a great night, and thanks so much for joining. I see you for the next program whenever. We might be jumbled up together again. It was lovely having you, and thanks to Prasad who had to hop off. He always gives such wonderful meditations. And thanks for the tech team in the background. There's tons of people helping us here with so many tasks. So thanks for everybody, and have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.